I'm telling you, every year, ESPN just really racks my brain with these top 100 NBA player rankings. And anybody with any kind of basketball acumen should not give this list any kind of credibility at all. Unfortunately, there will be a lot of people out there that will give ESPN's top 100 player rankings the credence and the credibility just because it has ESPN on the name. I, for one, is not one of those people, especially considering over the years the blatant disrespect that they've shown certain players. Like, who could ever forget the year ESPN had Kobe Bryant ranked 93rd on their top 100 playing rankings? 93rd. Kobe Bryant, arguably one of the top 5 players to ever lace up a pair of basketball shoes. Rest in peace to the Mamba top 5 dead or alive. They had this man ranked 93rd and had the audacity to have players like Luol Deng and Jahlil Okafor ranked above Kobe Bryant. And then, who could ever forget in 2017, where Lonzo Ball, who I told people for many years that he was overrated and overhyped, and I got called a hater and all this other stuff. How was he ranked above Carmelo Anthony, a perennial all-star, a guy who will undoubtedly be a first ballot Hall of Famer? But Lonzo Ball, who was drafted number 2 overall, never dribbled the basketball in the NBA. But somehow he's rated higher than Carmelo Anthony. I still don't understand for the life of me how you correlate that. And then let's talk about this year. This year's list. Oh, Lord have mercy. And then when you dig deeper into finding out who are the people that was contributing to this list, where you got Dave McMenamin, Kendra Andrews, who is the sister to Malika Andrews and future brother-in-law to Dave McMenamin. Because for those you may not be aware, Malika Andrews and Dave McMenamin, you know, that LeBron James flunky, are engaged. And then you got Tim Bontemps and Om Yamasuk and Zach Lowe and all these other ass clowns that are so-called quote-unquote experts, right? So when you scroll down this list, right, and I can't highlight everything, but I'm going to, in my opinion, give my thoughts on who should not be on this list. So, Colin Sexton, Harrison Barnes, Kevin Looney, Buddy Hield, Clint Capella, Tobias Harris, Cam Johnson, Cade Cunningham, Chet Holmgren, Rudy Gobert, Kristaps Porzingis, Victor Wembanyama, Scoot Henderson. Those guys should not be on this list. And yet, you got Russell Westbrook ranked 94th. So you're telling me that there's 94 players in the NBA that are better than Russell Westbrook. Forget all the all the nitpicking about his volume shooting and all these false narratives that they're projecting on the Russell Westbrook being a locker room cancer, all that stupid ass capping ass bullshit that they are projecting on the Russell Westbrook. You're telling me that there's 94 players in the NBA better than Russell Westbrook. You telling me that Walker Kessler, who's only been in the league a year, is better than Russell Westbrook? Are you out of your fucking mind? What's up, Tyler Brown? You're trying to tell me that Scoot Henderson is better than Russell Westbrook? You're trying to tell me that Jared Allen right now, I like Jared Allen, but is he a top 50 NBA player right now? Jared Allen, a top 50 NBA player right now. Mm-mm-mm. And you wonder why people like me don't give this list no kind of credibility, right? I like Giannis. I mean, I love Giannis Antetokounmpo and his game, but in my opinion, the first two spots should go to either Jokic or Joel Embiid, if you ask me. Jokic was the NBA Finals MVP last year when the Denver Nuggets won the championship. You could put him number one. Joel Embiid was the league MVP last year. You can make a case for putting him number one, but at the lowest, he should be number two. So either one or two, Jokic or Embiid, can't go wrong with either one. Then you can put Giannis at number three, in my opinion. So let's go through this list. So 100, you got Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson, in my opinion, should not be on this list. Valanciunas at 99. I like Valanciunas, and I think he's a little too low. Colin Sexton should not be on this list. Grant Williams. I like Grant Williams. He's very tough defensively and all that. But is he a top 100 player? No. Harrison Barnes should not be on this list. Jalen Williams. I like Jalen Williams. I think he's ranked accurately. All right, give my thoughts on Russell Westbrook. Mike Conley. You got Mike Conley ranked 93rd. Emmanuel Quickly ranked 92nd. Josh Hart, in my opinion, should not be on this list. John Collins. The Atlanta Hawks did John Collins dirty. Robert Williams at 89. Kevon Looney at 88. You saying Buddy Hield is better than Russell Westbrook? The fuck out of here. Kyle Kuzma, you got him ranked at 86. He's got upside, especially with him and Jordan Poole in DC. You got Anthony Simons at 85th. Clint Capella should not be on this list. Tobias Harris should not be on this list. Cam Johnson should not be on this list. Bobby Portis, I think he's at where he's at. Jalen Green, Tyler Hero, Scoot Henderson should not be on this list. He's a rookie. They got Chris Paul at 76. Vooch at 75. Cade Cunningham, a guy who was hurt all of last year, how is he on this list? Chet Holmgren should not be on this list. Jordan Poole at 72. RJ Barrett at 71. Walker Kessler at 70. Brook Lopez at 69. Michael Porter Jr. at 68, an inconsistent year for Michael Porter Jr. Austin Reeves ranked too low in my opinion. Miles Turner, ranked 66. I think he's right there. Rudy Gobert should not be on this list. Rudy Gobert is horrific. I've seen this guy. This guy don't got no post moves to his game at all. What's up, RG Titan? Salute to you, bro. You saying Michael Porter Jr. is better than Chris Paul? I know Chris Paul has had a lengthy injury history, but Michael Porter Jr. is better than Chris Paul? I think not. You saying Michael Porter Jr. is better than Russell Westbrook? I think not. So when you understand this ESPN's top 100 list, when you've overrating guys and underrating guys, there's gonna be much discussion about whether or not LeBron James is in the top 10. I still don't think he is. Can he carry a team? No, he cannot. But you got Anthony Davis in the top 10? I wouldn't have put Anthony Davis in the top 10. And what are you basing this list off of? You basing it off of projection? Are you basing it off of recency bias? What are you basing this list off of? Because it seemed like y'all just got together one day and just threw a whole bunch of names in the hat, and y'all got all the top tier players off on one side, and then you got everybody else on the other side. So I'm just curious, what are you basing this list off of? Because something ain't right. Something ain't right about this list at all. And I ain't even got you the top 50 yet. And I can still dissect that one. I mean, you got Kendra Andrews, Malika Andrews' sister, talking about this woman don't know nothing about no goddamn basketball. Her mouth frothing sister don't know nothing about basketball either, except when it comes to bashing black dudes. You got Dave McMenamin coming on TV talking shit about Russell Westbrook, and then you got that fat ass Brian Windhorst. I'll never forget what that motherfucker said one day a few years ago when it came to the whole dynamic of Carmelo Anthony. Talk about Carmelo Anthony is a Kendrick Perkins type player. You got this fat cheeseburger eating motherfucker who likes a whole German chocolate cake on the side, running his mouth about Carmelo Anthony being a Kendrick Perkins type player. And this is the type of people you have shoving this monstrosity of a list down our throat. Look, just because you might be some reporter that's given this huge platform, it does not mean you have the credibility or the legitimacy. It don't. If y'all want quality basketball content without all the fluff and the filler, y'all need to come here. I don't got no ulterior motives. I'm not beholden to anybody. I'm not beholden to anybody when it comes to these lists. And these lists are so subjective. It's so subjective. Desmond Bain, in my opinion, is ranked too low. Jonte Murray is where he's at. Marcus Smart is where he's at. Jimmy Grant. Zion is 57th. Fred VanVleet is 56th. Draymond Green is 55th. He's ranked too high. Andrew Wiggins, in my opinion, he's ranked slightly too low. Josh Giddey, he had a great run. I think he's at Franz Wagner, brother Mo Wagner. He's at where he's at. Aaron Gordon, he's at where he's at too. They got him outside the top 50. Barely got him outside the top 50. But yeah, man, these dudes ain't got no credibility, man. They ain't got no credibility at all. Talk about Russell Westbrook should be like a bat and fly away. Who ever forget that disrespect that was shown to him by those clowns on that panel? But yet they want to be the same people that's trying to tell me who I should give who's better than who. This list is a joke, and you had all kinds of people coming out destroying ESPN over that list, whether it be by Cameron, Killer Cam, and or Kenyon Martin, Kenyon Martin, who's put time in the game in the league himself, coming out bashing this list because the list is disgustingly bad. It's horrendously bad. So you guys let me know what y'all think about this ESPN Top 100 list. Once again, it's another reason why, in my opinion, this list don't deserve no kind of credence or credibility at all, considering that you know people who are either LeBron James fanboys, flunkies, and fixers and all that, or people who have agendas against certain players because certain players didn't want to get them an interview, or certain players felt offended by by their line of questioning, or whatever the reason might be. But yeah, ESPN need to do better. They need to find people who are unbiased. You say SGA ain't top 10. Oh, I disagree with that, Gideon. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. The only reason OKC even sniffed the playoff picture last year was because of SGA. If it weren't for SGA putting on them, because who did they really had last year? Who did OKC really had last year? And SGA was a major contributor to why OKC almost made the playoffs. So I don't agree with that, Gideon. He's definitely a top 10 player. If you do what SGA did with that roster and still almost made the playoffs, yeah, you a top 10 player in my book. SGA, Shea Gilgis Alexander, definitely a top 10 player. How is he not? But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments about this particular list. And I want to hear from you. I want to know who you think is ranked too high, who's ranked too low, who shouldn't even be on this list, people that were left out that should have been on the list. And then we'll have a healthy dialogue about it. So, what's up, Carter JD1? So let me know what y'all think in the comments about this particular subject. And if anybody feels like they're in a giving mood, my Cash App, there's my PayPal. Any and all donations are accepted and appreciated. And if you're not subscribing to this channel, oh, by the way, I need to say this because I haven't done this nearly enough, right? From all the people who were subbed to me since day one to the people who's been subbed to me for one day, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the love and support. And if it weren't for you, I would not be where I'm at right now. We're on our way to 2,000 subs, and we're going to continue to grow this channel. I'm not the end all be all for information. So when I put myself on this particular platform, I will give you the best and nothing less than that. But through all the trials and tribulations, the ups and downs, smiles and frowns, the fans, the haters, the people who can't stand the sound of my voice, I salute all y'all in the same. So, yeah. Shouts out to the LDBC Lions Den basketball community. This your man. Scream at me. Oh.